What's up everybody, welcome back to another exciting video for Just Text Effects, our mini series for everything you need to know about text and how to use it.
This is the reckoning.
Today we're going to go over two ways that you can make a glitch text effect like you guys saw in the intro. Last night, a buddy of mine and I went to Utah Lake and took some amazing, incredible, fun photos. It was extremely windy, it was super harsh, and the waves of the lake were really, really big. I even lost my hat. So there's actually two ways that we're going to go over making a glitch text, and that is RGB split and a block split. I kind of made up that second word, but it makes sense to me, so we're going with that. So let's get into Premiere Pro and let's make some cool, awesome text. So we're in Premiere Pro, and like I said, no clip, so File, New, Legacy Title, hit OK. Okay, we're just gonna type some random stuff here. Let's just type in glitch. So the first text I'm gonna teach you is the RGB split, how to make the colors glitch. So let's go to Effects, and let's look up RGB color balance. There we go, that's the one. We'll drag and drop it onto our clip. And as you see, nothing happens. So we're actually going to multiply this into 3 separate clips. So let's go to our effects control panel and let's mess around with the color balance. For this top clip, let's just make blue and green 0. So it should be red. Let's go to our second clip. Let's make this top layer invisible so we can see what's actually happening to the second clip here. Let's go ahead and make the red and blue 0. That now we should have green. Now let's make that one invisible. And we'll do the exact opposite for this one. We're gonna make green and red equal 0. So now we have blue. So let's go ahead and rename all of these. We have red, green, blue. Perfect. Now we can bring all these boys back. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to mess around with the blending mode in the opacity layer right here. We're going to make it normal to screen. And we're going to do the same with the green one. Screen. And now your text should be white. It should look like how we started. However, all that we really did was separate the color layers so that we can play around with them. Because if you see, if we move our text layers around, you'll see that really awesome glitch effects start to take place. What we need to do to make this glitch possible is to animate it using keyframes. So I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna go 4 frames in. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's add a keyframe on the position and the scale. Go in another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do the same thing, and lastly another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that looks pretty good to me. So now let's go back to the keyframes in the center and let's mess around with the scale and the position a little bit, maybe a little bit down. So now you have this. See how that glitch kind of came out a little bit? So that was also kind of a slow glitch. So we could actually make it faster by moving these keyframes closer to each other. So let's put this here and let's go only 2 frames out. So now everything is only 2 frames apart. So if we rewatch that, we get this. And that's your little glitch. And you can repeat this multiple times. Let's just copy and paste that. Paste. 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 paste, boom. But let's make everything look a little bit different. Let's make every single little middle frame right here, these guys, let's make them all move a different direction every time. We want it to be smaller maybe, and over here. And boom, let's make this bigger. And ooh, let's just make it like that. And we'll just animate it like this all the way through. Okay, so if we watch it all the way through, this is what we have just from editing the red layer. That looks pretty good. Now what we can actually do is we can copy all of these keyframes and we can add them into the green, just like that. If you'll notice, the keyframes though are actually a little bit offset, so they're actually not totally lined up, they're actually spaced out a little bit. So if we watch it all the way through now, it looks like this, which is pretty sick. However, we can play around a little bit more. We can just bring some keyframes closer. That. And we can do the opposite. We can bring these out further than each other. Let's move these two layers up and we'll just replicate the blue layer. So now let's make a nest and we'll nest the top 3 layers and we'll just call it RGB split. Boom. So now if we watch, it looks exactly the same, but what we can do is we can animate in and out random parts where it just pauses. And let's just remove the color balance effect from the bottom one so it stays white. And this is your end result. Add some sound effects and that is perfect. That looks awesome. That's just the first way to go about making a glitch effect for your text, and this goes for anything too. If you want to glitch your entire scene, if you want to glitch the entire frame, this would also work the exact same way for anything else. Okay, so let's work on our second text, the one that is unaltered. This is the second way to make a glitch effect on your text. It's call it the block split, just makes sense. So let's duplicate this text by holding Alt and holding it up a layer, and now you have 2 of the exact same text. Go to our effects tab and let's look up wave warp. There we go. And we'll add it to the top layer. You can see that looks pretty weird, pretty trippy.
Like on some shrooms right now.
So we're gonna edit some adjustments within the wave warp effect to get that block split that I'm talking about. So let's change the wave type from sine to square. Let's make the wave height about 50. That looks pretty good. Let's make the wave width about 100. And let's make the direction 0. That way it'll move horizontally instead of vertically. Let's make the wave speed -10, -15, something around there. And let's just watch that through now. That looks pretty crazy. So this is the exact same thing, but we're not going to keyframe anything. If you don't like these settings, you can always go in and change it. You can change the height and the width a little bit. You can even change the speed if you want. That might look a little bit better for some people, but like I said, we don't have to keyframe anything. We're just going to animate in and out just like we did with the RGB layer. And we're just going to cut in random places, make sure that this looks really out of place. And we'll just delete everything in between. And this is your glitch. Now, the only thing that we need to do left is that all of these glitches look exactly the same. So maybe we can make one vertical instead of horizontal. We could go into the negatives, make sure it's in the opposite direction, and let's just make the width different. Boom. That way all of these glitches are different. Okay, and this is your finished product. Alright guys, that is it for this video. This is a very fast one. It's very easy to do and it's very customizable. You can do whatever kind of RGB split you want, the duration of the glitch. There's so many things that you can control in this that makes it unique, makes it your glitch effect. And there are hundreds of other ways to make glitch effects that are more complex, more interesting, but these are just the basics for you to expound on. And the last thing I wanted to mention, not to sound like a broken record or anything, but guys, I have a LUT pack. If you don't know what that is, basically it's something that you can add into Premiere Pro that you can just smack onto your videos and give it a certain color. Colors like this and this. The link is in my description box below if you're interested. It's 5 lots for $10. So what are you waiting for? Go grab it. Make your videos pop and stand out. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Fluffy Flamingos.